So, I was wondering the other night how I could help people in the best way, or at least in a good way, you know? And I used to do a podcast where I would interview folks and, you know, of the pagan faith and uh, just go over their beliefs and, explore that aspect of the personal experience with them. And on my drive home late at night last night, um, I was listening to the wind and to my guides late at night as the moon was rising up, and they said, "You should post the video of one of your meditations that you did for full moon because it'll help a lot of people." And it's fairly simple, so we'll go into it now. This is the Isle of the Shattered Soul Pieces. This is how we reclaim part of ourself that is broken off through trauma. It's a mental exercise of reclaiming oneself. Now, not very many people will think that this is legitimate or think that it's a hoax or, something that, doesn't bear credit. But a lot of these meditations that I teach about going into the other world are ways for us to process what happens in our day-to-day life through use of our subconscious. So I think that the Isle of Shattered Soul Pieces is a good place to start because a lot of us have a lot of trauma that we have processed through, but we just don't know how to reclaim it. We live our daily lives and just go about our business after long bouts of depression or, whether we've been displaced or we're angry with our, loved ones, or we've had, real, really, really terrible things happen to us in our lives. All of these things can lead to bits of ourselves being broken. So let's just take a minute and breathe. Kind of bring our focus inward and let go of any tension as you're breathing. Let all of the troubles of the day, anything that may be causing you internal strife, to melt away. And as we're breathing, we lift our consciousness up above our bodies and we head above the rooftops of our homes And in the sky above us, we see our glorious place of living, whether that be in the city or in the country. And we go north until we see a silver door in the sky. And on the other side of the door is a land that looks just very similar to this one, just a little bit more green. And as we go through that doorway, we see not just the sun, but also the moon in the sky. And we follow our eyes around the beautiful, lush greenery beneath us. We see a silver thread running through the trees and see that this is a river. We follow the river, enjoying the flight above its green treetops until we get to a waterfall. We follow the waterfall down to the base. We land next to it. And on that shore we see a pedestal with a book on it. The page is blank, and as we approach, it says, "The Island of the Shattered Soul Pieces." And we look down the stream and notice that there is a boat with no driver. We go onto the boat, and as we step upon it, it slides out onto the water. Almost as if someone is guiding it. It seems to know where it's going. And so, trusting that it does, we go forward. And as the sun slowly sinks beneath the horizon, we notice that the river that we're traveling on widens out into an ocean. We see lights underneath the waves. We don't go into the water, but we'll stay there in the boat for what seems like all evening until just before the dawn we arrive at our destination. And there we see a beautiful island covered in crystals. You get out of the boat and walk around. Take notice of what the crystals look like and of the memories that are attached to them. Take your time, pick them up, and hold them close, and allow them to melt back into your heart. Remember the colors. Remember the time. Don't try to force anything. If the crystals don't want to be picked up, or you're not ready to put them back inside of you, leave them where they are. But when you're ready, thank the inhabitants of the island, any messengers that may have come with them, and return to the boat. When you board, and go through the water, you notice that it seems to take much more quickly to go back the way that we came. And you seem to see yourself as you had come in another boat. When you return to the opposite shore, there's a silver door waiting for you. You walk through it, and you're back in your place of meditation. Make sure to thank your guides for helping you on this journey. Blessed be.